So where have these 1 crore tourists been staying? Have they been staying under the flyovers? Have they been staying in Raj Bhavan? Please show me where the new hotels are. You have publications whose cartoonists are afraid to make a cartoon about the government. Loyalty is being driven out of fear, not out of respect or love. Why should I share my political strategy with you when the Supreme Court has not given its judgment? I would attach a degree of skepticism to the data that is given. While it is true that conditions on the ground have been largely peaceful, it has not resulted in any greater economic activity other than tourism, which ebbs and flows depending upon the situation. The sort of tourist inflows you are seeing today, I saw when I was Chief Minister in 2012, in 2013, in the run-up to 2014 before the floods came. So for me, these numbers are not new. What is new is the way in which these numbers are being projected. In my time, the tourist numbers that we acknowledged were between 15 and 17 lakhs, right? That number I've now been out of office since 2015 January. So let's say 8 years. In 8 years, you're claiming that the number has gone from 15 lakhs to 1 crore 19 lakhs. 90. Please show me where the new hotels are. Ultimately, with this kind of exponential growth, they must have stayed somewhere. Can you point to me a new hotel in Kashmir? Anywhere. Pahalgam, Sonmarg, Gulmarg, Srinagar. Please point to me a new hotel that has come up in the last 5 years. I can perhaps show you one, which is the new Radisson near Convent School. So where have these 1 crore tourists been staying? Have they been staying under the flyovers? Have they been staying in Raj Bhavan? The only thing that has changed is your way of counting. Because for the first time, you are now counting Yatris as tourists. And you are counting Amarnath Yatris and Mata Vaishno Devi Yatris. Automatically you're getting 1 crore plus from there. So let's not get into to numbers. The fact of the matter is that you have added no new capacity to carry tourists. Where have you got this revenue from? Break it up, na? Please show me. If you have got it by reducing your losses in electricity, put that in front. Have you got it by selling more forests? Have you got it by giving your mining rights to non-state subjects? Have you got it by opening a large number of liquor stores that were not available earlier? Don't just tell me that you had a 30% growth in revenue. Please break it up and show me where that revenue growth is coming from. If you have added more industrial units and those industrial units are paying tax, then I'm all for it. But if you have got it by opening additional liquor vends, by being tougher on people, economically weaker people, by punishing them in terms of electricity surcharges and stuff like that, then that is a problem. This party where we are sitting has endorsed that from day one. We have always believed that the decision of the Congress government at that time to give benefit to the Gujars and not to the Pahadis was wrong. Both should have been given the benefits of reservation because both suffer the same difficulties. Our only concern was that the rights of the Pahadis should not come at the cost of what the Gujars are getting. So long as the rights of the Gujars can be protected while also giving rights to the Pahadis, we have no objection. The BJP is trying to boost its numbers. Delimitation for them as a strategy has failed. So they are trying to give themselves free seats before the election has even been conducted. Our limited point on this is that by all means, if underrepresented communities require nomination to the assembly, it should be done by an elected government. not before an elected government is in place. We had nominations to the assembly for 2 women. The nominations were done by the governor, but on the advice of the state government. Follow the same pattern for the other nominations. Let elections take place, let the government win its vote of confidence in the assembly. After that, let it send its recommendations to the governor for filling these nominated seats. Go ahead. So it's already in front of the court.
It's already in front of
You're asking me to predict a scenario and then base an answer on that. I'm not going to do it.
Political strategy of the...
Why should I share my political strategy with you when the Supreme Court has not given its judgment? The government hasn't even had a chance to put its own point of view before the court. You want me to envisage a scenario in which we're losing? We haven't gone to the Supreme Court to lose. Nothing that has happened in the Supreme Court up until now has suggested that we are on a weak wicket. In fact, if anything, at every point, not just the lawyers that have represented our petition, but all the other eminent lawyers who have put their point of view across, have very forcefully made it very difficult for the government of India to justify what they have done. You have publications whose cartoonists are afraid to make a cartoon about the government. That is the state of your civil liberties today. No newspaper worth its salt today prints anything that is critical of the government. Anything. In fact, more often than not, your newspapers are full of simply government advertisements and reproduction of government handouts. That's it. There is no news. And as far as dismissal is concerned, look, if somebody has waged war against the state, that's different. But you're dismissing people for stuff that they have done decades ago. If what they did decades ago didn't damage India's interests, what will it damage today? This seems to be done with a view, as you rightly pointed out, to instill fear. But you're not supposed to rule by fear. You're supposed to rule or govern by conviction. Loyalty is being driven out of fear, not out of respect or love.